On today's gaming news show, we have information regarding the power of the PlayStation 5, and it's coming from pretty credible sources. Along with that, we do have confirmation of a Sony patent for the DualShock 5 PlayStation 5 controller, so let's get into the news. Here we go, back at it with the gaming news. G'day guys, I'm Champ Chong, and yes, I'm still wearing my Santa hat a couple days after Christmas, mainly because I'm suffering from a pretty bad hair day, so I just thought I'd hide it under this, even though Christmas is over. But anyway, if you guys had an awesome holiday season, I have been away for a couple of days because I was spending it with my family, but if you guys had an awesome time, please make sure to hit that like button, smack it, elbow it, tap it gently, whatever you gotta do, I would greatly appreciate it. But now, let's get into the gaming news, with our first news report being that the PlayStation 5 looks like it'll be coming in at 9.2 teraflops of power. Now, this information is coming from pretty credible sources, and you can see this tweet right here, which backs up information that we have had in the past, and this is coming from Rogaine, an insider and a very credible source. Oh, I should say pretty credible source. We can't state very credible, but pretty credible. So you can see on screen right here that it is going to be launching with an RB10 chip. We kind of already knew this. Then on top of that, there are more details right on screen that you can see with 14 gigabits per second of GDDR6 RAM. Now, basically, what this all adds up to, that what you see on screen right here, is the fact that the PlayStation 5 will run at 2 gigahertz with a total of 9.2 teraflops. On top of that, it is suggested that it is going to come in at a $399 US dollar price tag. Now, this is interesting because this is coming off the report just a few days ago from Windows Central that the Xbox Series X is targeting 12 teraflops. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how expensive or cheap the Microsoft Xbox console ends up being. So yeah, I'm interested to see if the PlayStation 5 comes in at $399, which it is suggested as, and then the $499 price tag for the Xbox Series X, if that becomes a reality, as we've heard reports on. Now, something I'm going to throw up on screen right here is some responses to this tweet right here. Now, obviously, we've heard stuff from Albert Penello in the past regarding this, but a lot of people kind of said, you know what, we're not going to take this into fact just yet, because it was quite early when Albert Penello originally stated a lot of this information regarding both the PlayStation and the Xbox with the next generation. But if you don't know, Albert Penello did state all that stuff in the past, and now he's actually backed it up, and he said, my range was double the Pro plus 10% margin, which equals out to 8.4 to 9.2 teraflops at $399, and he states that he took a lot of heat, which he kind of did at the time, but we shall see. Now, obviously, we can't take this all as 100% fact, but the thing is, these insiders have been correct in the past regarding the Nintendo Switch, even stuff regarding the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio, or I guess it was the Xbox One X. Man, the names of the Xbox are starting to get really confusing, but you get what I mean. So we can trust them to an extent. You can kind of pick and choose what you want to believe for now, but does this all really matter that much regarding the power? And I think maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. On one hand, sure, the hardware is very important, but it's also the way it's going to utilize all that, and I think the PlayStation 5 will be fine, so will the Xbox Series X. But if we do end up getting, like what's suggested right now, is the price change, or the price difference I should say, is of $100, being $399 for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X coming in at $499 US dollars, that's going to be a pretty hefty price difference. But if they are truly that different in terms of power, and we do actually see a difference when it comes down to frame rate and just the resolution and all that stuff, it's going to be interesting to see where people go. Do you maybe go for the cheaper option, which is slightly less powerful in the PlayStation, if this is, according to these reports, true? And then do you choose that, or do you choose the more powerful console, which comes in at $100 more? Now, that's where a lot of people are going to be start to pick and choose what they want to go for. And I think it's definitely also going to come down to exclusives and things like that. And I've made videos talking about this stuff in the past regarding what you should choose, how you should choose it, and what really nails it down for gamers in the end. Now, for the holiday season next year, when these consoles do come out, and I'm already talking about holiday season while wearing this on my head, with the last holiday season pretty much done and dusted, and I'm still wearing this because of bad hair days. They're terrible. But anyway, with the next holiday season coming around, around just next year with the new consoles coming through that holiday season, a lot of parents out there are going to determine whether the PlayStation or the Xbox are successful, and I think if they do end up getting a cheaper console on the PlayStation side of things and it being slightly less powerful, it's going to look huge for Sony, and I think that's a pretty smart strategic ploy in their way. So I don't know, it's very interesting to see where this is going to go, if this all comes to be a true reality that we do live in. And yeah, let me know what you guys think regarding all this. I'm definitely excited, but we can't take this as 100% fact right now. I am just reporting on it because it is news at the end of the day. Albert Pinello was involved in this. He did state this months ago. He's backing himself up now, so we do have that clarification there. And Albert Pinello, he's nobody to be messed with, so he's pretty much always spot on target with this kind of stuff, and obviously with his track record in the past, and then on top of that, where he did work in the past, we should pretty much believe pretty much anything he says. So we'll see what he ends up, if he ends up being right this time around. But anyway, we do have some more news on today's gaming news regarding the PlayStation 5, and it is a patent that I sort of talked about a couple of weeks or so ago, and it is about the PlayStation 5's controller, the DualShock 5. Now, this patent has now officially been approved, so it is a potential addition to what we've seen on the PlayStation 5 controller. So you can see on screen right here, we do have extra buttons on the back of the controller. What's interesting is Sony has just released a peripheral device, an additional device for the PlayStation 4 controller in the last couple of weeks or so, which also kind of adds little buttons and whatnot to the controller. And it's pretty cool that that's an addition, but it looks like we are going to be getting more buttons for the DualShock 5 controller if they do go through with this. But this could end up being something similar to what we've seen with Xbox this generation, where they released the Elite series controllers, and now you've got the regular controllers, which are the Xbox controllers, and you've got the Xbox Elite controllers, which have quite a lot more and cost quite a lot more. So we could see a DualShock Pro controller of some kind that is released later down the line, or if the PlayStation 5 does come out with the regular PlayStation 5 DualShock controllers, we could see a PlayStation 5 Pro console launch with something like this, with a Pro controller with more additional back buttons. So I am interested to see how this does all work out, because it is cool that they are adding these extra buttons or triggers, whatever you want to call them, and it is cool that they are moving in that sort of direction and following suit with what Microsoft are doing and allowing additional designs to their current controllers. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I reported on this a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people were like, oh champ, we don't know if this is legit, and I was like, it's literally a patent from PlayStation or Sony in Japan and whatnot. And guess what? It's now officially confirmed to be true. It's officially approved. Like, the patent is 100% now. Sony's, they've got it, they own it, and that's that. So I am excited to see where this does go, especially like I just said, with the PlayStation 5 launching potentially a less powerful console and a cheaper price point. We could just get a DualShock 5 controller, but then maybe it'll be sold separately, this controller that is, this Pro controller, and then maybe if they do launch a PlayStation 5 Pro, which Sony has hinted at and talked about them wanting to actually do that further down the line, maybe in a couple of years after the initial launch of the PlayStation 5, we could see this controller launch with that, which would be a huge addition to buying, and a reason to buying a PlayStation 5 Pro a couple years down the line after the launch of the PlayStation 5. So yeah, that pretty much does it for today's gaming news. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry that I didn't make a video in the last couple of days. I was spending the holidays with my family and friends and that, just having a couple days off. I really tried to get back and make a couple videos, but, you know, I was just tired from all the food we were eating and everything, and I was just having a good time, and I just wanted a bit of a break. But I am back, got the videos going again. I think I've made like 25 videos this month anyway, so yeah, it's been a big month. Anyway, that does it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Smack the like button if you did. If you're a new subscriber around here, please click that subscribe button with the notification bell on. If you're already subscribed, make sure the notification bell is on so you know when my videos are out. But that does it for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.